Whew. What's up, guys? I'm back for another video, and today I'm gonna give you guys my quick review of Queen and Slim. I saw it over Thanksgiving week, and listen, I gotta talk about with somebody on here. So mind you, there's gonna be spoilers in the second half of this video. I'm just gonna give my general thoughts on the movie, what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. So when I saw the trailer initially, the first like 30 seconds, I was like, okay, we got a black couple, it's going to be another police brutality thing. And then we saw what happened. Slim, aka Daniel Kaluuya's character, shot in self-defense, and they basically have to go on the run. And we see them go through this, we see them go from Ohio all the way to Florida. And basically they're just trying to run as fast as possible in order to escape. And basically, we see people along the way. We get so many messages of stuff that's happening now with police brutality and, not the black struggle, but just like living in America while black, just basically that. And, one of the things I loved about it was the cinematography. The cinematography was just beautiful to me. Just the surroundings and just the character motifs were just really cool. I'm that person that likes to look at the little stuff like that. Daniel and Jodie's character as Queen and Slim were just, you could feel it. Like, you felt for the characters. You felt those characters and you felt that emotion as it was going on in the setting. It was just like, oh my God, like, I feel for them. You understand them. Now, at first, you like one, but you don't like the other. But, later on, you understand why the way that they are, the little bit of their backstory. You'll basically understand why they believe in what they believe in. Just kind of two different viewpoints of like being black in America. Let me just get into this part that I just can't get out of my head. So there's a love scene in the movie while there's another scene going on. That's the kind of thing I didn't like. I was like, we're having this scene happen and then we have this other scene happening. But that love scene was a lot for me. I'm kind of glad just a heads up, you haven't seen the movie yet, do not go with your family members, okay? Because when that scene comes up, it's gonna be awkward as hell because you see skin, we see movements, we see a little bit of acrobatics there too. So yeah, I'm just warning y'all ahead of time because let me tell you something. I almost went with my brother. Kind of glad I did not because that would have been an awkward conversation in the car. Okay. So this is probably where I'm going to be talking spoilers about kind of like what the movie was about and just the main points that kind of stood out to me. So this is kind of the warning. Click forward, just mute it, and then just come back later. So here's my thing. Am I the only one that was irritated with Queen in the beginning of the movie? Like, it felt like, I don't know. It felt like not the entitlement. It's just someone who is in a good position because she's a lawyer. And, basically she was like, I went on Tinder, because I don't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. That's why I answered your message. I'm just like, so y'all warning us that Tinder dates can turn into being on the run? Like, what's happening here? And then the whole situation with the cop, we already knew he was, an asshole. Okay, I walked out when that scene was going on. As soon as they pulled him over, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't watch this. Y'all know I did the same thing with The Hate U Give. I could not see the boy get shot. I was like, this is triggering. There's a lot of triggers in this movie that will get to you, okay? And I came back in after the shot was fired. I was like, okay, let's watch the rest of this movie. Can we just talk about India more? She just looks so good. Like, she looks so dope. I was like, when I saw her, I was like, Angel! Like, for real. Me and a couple people in the theater were like, Angel! Go see this movie with black people in the theater, okay? You'll have a good old time. Let me tell you, I went to Douglasville to see this movie. And yes, I had to drive all the way out because they ain't showing this in Carrollton. You already know this. We had a discussion earlier with past movies. But my God, I loved her character. Now, we didn't get a lot of Queen and her uncle Earl. Basically, there was an accident. He accidentally killed her mom. She bailed him out of jail. And, Queen didn't have a great relationship with her mother. And they go to see her grave in Georgia, somewhere in Georgia. And her and Slim had sex in the car. I'm like, listen, I know you feel emotions, but like at the mama's gravesite? Really? Then there's the one part that annoyed me, which also serves as a message in there too. Well, they accidentally hit a guy with their car, and they had to get it fixed. They made this mechanic and his son. Basically, the son is, you know, all about, you know, believing in them and just their story. There's a protest riot going on, and the boy goes in and kind of aggravates the police because, you know, he sees one viewpoint, and then, you know, he gets, you know, he sees a black officer. He steps up to him. The man just telling him, look, I just want you to go home. I don't want you to get hurt. You know, there's those couple officers that, you know, are just trying to do their job just to keep people safe. We know that percentage, but then, you know, the rest of the cops made them look bad because look where we are now. And the boy takes out a gun and shoots old cop in the head. I'm like, what? How did we get here? How did we get here? I'm just like, okay, this also shows that, you know, all the young people, they go with one view of the cause instead of like the main view of the cause. Kind of like how you have protests and like you have people who are just kind of like the rioters that kind of want to start stuff. Kind of like that. And then we found out off screen that the boy was killed, you know, because he killed a cop. And I'm just like, you had a couple of seconds from when he pulled out that gun, and there was other cops around you. They could have tackled him down just to avoid the shot, but, you know, that's another thing. Now it gets to the part where everybody's mad, okay? So they get to Florida. They basically stop to take a nap. I'm like, y'all in these stops, y'all should not, y'all on the run. We don't have time for pit stops. We ain't got time to dance or take naps. We taking naps, we taking shifts, okay? And they made this dude with gold in his teeth, gold teeth dude. And basically he obviously drives into the airport. Basically they stand there for about an hour. He's on the phone with somebody. Mind you, he said he's a friend of the uncle from Vietnam. And basically we get to the airport and, you know, we see the plane on the tarmac. Now, I already knew what was going to happen, but 1/8 of me was like, okay, maybe they can make it. But as soon as they turn around, the cops show up. I was like, bitch, how did I know? I sat through that whole thing. I was just like, God, why did I not bring tissues? They just hold each other's hands. I was like, y'all could have run, but at the same time, they would have shot you down so quick. They shot Queen first. Mind you, Queen was shot in the leg during the traffic stop. And I'm just like, ooh, girl, you've been through so much. And then, you know, she's on there. Slim picks up her body. And they just executing them, set it off style. I'm like, y'all could just, y'all, this is him. He's carrying the body. He's carrying her body. And y'all just shoot him. Listen, I know they're on the run, but what else were they going to do? They're already captured. I mean, he was going to die anyway, but maybe they're just like, But then we see the ending where there's the funerals and then, you know, the mural. Then we see this white couple that we saw earlier in the movie. You know, initially people thought they sold them out, and basically they asked how much was the bounty. It was $250K per head. And then right after that, we see the guy with the gold teeth counting the reward money after he ratted them out. I was so mad. I was like, what? Y'all, you sold out your own people. You're talking all this shit about basically you giving people something to believe in. We saying in the cause, and you sell these motherfuckers out. I'm like, ooh, but at the same time, we know people are that desperate when it comes to wealth and, you know, all skin folk and your kinfolk. You know, that's the same thing. People be telling me that all the time. That, yeah, a lot of people are mad about this ending. You know, people are calling it Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, well, Bonnie and Clyde did crimes. This one just did self-defense. That's semi Bonnie and Clyde. And it's just like at the same time, you're like, you know how Bonnie and Clyde ended? We knew it was going to end bad. I mean, yeah, there's the true stories about people escaping, but that's a small percentage of a lot of people who get caught at the end. Like, listen, not every movie is going to be perfect for every person, okay? Even when we do have good movies that represent us, they're like, oh, why the character had to do this? Why can't you get a darker skinned actor? Why can't y'all have this happen? Why they gotta end like that? It's just, we just put so much expectation into black films that are being in theaters and are put out by major studios, because I think Universal put this movie out. And I'm just like, just enjoy the movie for what it is. Just understand the message rather than just take one thing and just turn it into a negative and just, you know, have people bandwagon on it. But other than that, I love the movie, okay? This better get Daniel Kaluuya his Oscar. That's all I'm saying. Because let me tell you, Slim got me feeling for him. I'm like, oh my God. You just want someone to carry that legacy, baby. Oh my God, I'm crying again. Oh my God, I'm crying again. This is too much. Oh my God. But yeah, if you haven't seen Queen and Slim, go ahead and watch it. This is definitely one of those films that will be part of the Black Cinephiles, which I'm so looking forward to. Anyway, that's my review for you guys. I'm probably going to review Frozen 2 this weekend. I'll probably review Frozen 2 this weekend. Give y'all that. Also, leave me down recommendations in the comments. My God, y'all, I did not expect to cry again. My God. But anyway, the girl, peace out. My love. Have a great week, guys. Bye.